Yeah, ice thugging and bugging out here. Let's get into it. Brrr, bow.
And John, after about 12 hours, DHS did release a statement. They said that ICE was conducting targeted surveillance on the last known address of an illegal alien with a final order of removal. An illegal alien departed the residence in a vehicle. ICE law enforcement attempted to conduct a vehicle stop. The vehicle attempted to flee the scene, and fearing for public safety, an officer discharged his weapon. And now, they were not wearing body cameras, as the senator said, so we do not know what happened leading up to the incident. What we do know is that protests have broken out here in this community. There's a small memorial that's set up right here on the intersection where things happened in honor of the victim. He was a father of a 3-year-old, and according to some witnesses, she was at the scene still wearing her pajamas when her father was shot.
First of all, y'all know who ICE is? ICE is ex-police officers that did grimy stuff and they got kicked out of their field. You know what I mean? Sheriffs and all of that did some underhand. They say, you got to go. You know who picked them up? Trump. Federal. You know what I mean? Like the government picked them up. That's ill, right? Like, oh, y'all good over here? Oh, you did that? Oh, you did that to them? You did that? I mean, you good over here, man. And now, you know what I mean? Since you grimy, you can put a mask on. You can, you know what I mean? You ain't got to show your face because they going to be like, oh, that's the officer, that's the sheriff, that's that did all that shit to the, you know what I mean, to the girls and to the whatever. Like they did some wild setting up drug dealers and putting stuff on people. So they gotta wear masks, you know what I mean? They gotta put the mask on, you know, so they can keep working. But the government picked them up. Like, y'all good with us, you know what I mean? Yo, look what old boy said right here. It's kinda crazy. Watch this. Roll the footage.
He started coming down the street, again, driving, I don't know how. And then the SUV hit him again to try to, and then that's when he stopped. ICE agent got out, tried to open the door and had a difficult time, but eventually opened it and pulled the guy out. His face was bloody, his head was bloody.
You know, funny thing about it, man, ICE tripping. They tripping, man. And it's crime. You know what I'm saying? It's all crime. You know, YouTube be playing and stuff, man, so you can't really say what you want to say. But you know what, man? The reason why it's white crime is because they trying to instill fear. They trying to instill fear in us. You know what I'm saying? They doing it to somebody that, you know, they gonna turn the other. Okay. You see this here? Dylan? Y'all remember Dylan? When he went against the church, you know what I mean? He went up in that church and laid us because he knew that type of church was going to turn the other cheek. He ain't come to no 100 side church, no North New Jersey church. You know what I mean? He ain't do all that because it would have been a different outcome. And that's something like what ICE doing. You know, they attacking the weak. You know, not to call them weak, nothing like that, but they attacking nobody and they ain't gonna give them no pushback. You understand what I'm saying? To try to scare us so we get a visual like that and they doing them like that, they gonna do us filthy. Nah, I ain't seen them in Chicago. I ain't seen them in St. Louis. They saying they gonna come, but they ain't come. Nah, man, and they ain't gonna come. And if they do come, they gotta come correct. You know what I'm saying? Because if they don't come correct, it's not gonna be nice. You understand? So it's just like Dylan Roof. Like I said, man, you know what I mean? Just trying to instill fear, knowing somebody ain't gonna turn the other cheek. You know? But they gotta do better, man. The ICE gotta do better, man. They out here wilding for the night. They hurting people, you know, innocent people, you know what I mean? Juan, the guy at the beginning, you know what I'm saying, that took that bloody hit. He he took that hit in front of his daughter too. You know, I'm just trying to give my YN something, man. You know what I mean? I'm talking like this. I'm talking in this fashion for a reason. Because I know my YNs are going to hear me if I get on my studious, don't do that. Nah. I'm talking to my YNs, man. You know what I mean? Especially you, Si. I'm talking to my YNs, man. You know what I mean? Ain't no love out here, man. The ICE, man, they bugging out. You know, let's keep going into it, though. Let's look at this. Check this out, man. Hey!
Another ICE-involved shooting, this time in Biddeford, Maine. Maine Senator Angus King saying he spoke to DHS Secretary Mark Wayne Mullen, who shared that the victim of today's federal law enforcement shooting, identified as a 26-year-old Colombian man, was not the target of the warrant. This in contrast to an earlier conversation in which Senator King shared that Secretary Mullen told him the victim was the target. Witnesses tell CNN shots rang out early Monday morning, around 7:15.
I was getting my DoorDash and I thought I heard a car backfiring and asked the DoorDash driver if that was a car. He said he didn't know. So we kind of went down to the corner and saw a bunch of vehicles pull up at the same time, marked and unmarked.
I heard a rapid fire of gunshots afterwards. I got up and went to the window, and that's when I saw the little white car being driven in a circle, like it was circling the intersection with two officers pressed up against his driver's side door.
Video from the scene shows officers hanging from the side of a white Kia sedan, and moments later, a second video shows agents in vests providing aid to a man on the ground. The victim had work authorization in the United States and was issued a Social Security number, that according to the Maine Immigrants' Rights Coalition. We are grieving, we are furious, and we will not allow his death to be treated as routine or inevitable, the organization said in a statement.
No one should be shot by ICE under circumstances like this. We have also heard that the individual's family was nearby and that a young child was there. A lethal killing is never justified, in my opinion, in a case like this. But we don't know exactly what went on. We don't know if the individual had a weapon. None of those things have been made clear to us. We've asked for a thorough investigation.
According to the Maine Attorney General, the man was attempting to flee in a vehicle in the direction of the officer before he was shot.